This week's CAGcast is brought to you by Feels. Start feeling better with Feels. Become a member today by going to feels.com/CAGcast and you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 684. I'm your host, GBD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man whose wife denies there's any gas shortage whatsoever, Wombat.
Ah, that's almost clever. When I was reading the ad, a piece of fuzz flew into my nose, and it's driving me literally insane.
Oh. That's going to drive all of us insane.
I know. I hate it.
Well,
Shipwreck, help me. What do I do?
the fuzz ruined Shanafan's joke. Shanafan submitted that joke earlier.
It was a good joke.
That was a fan submitted joke.
Oh, now you like it? Now that I tell you it's Shanafan's joke and it's not mine?
Well, I mean, yes, that does help.
2 seconds ago it sucked, and now it's great.
I mean,
I'm glad that you like Shanafan at least. There's something positive.
I am a Shanna fan.
Yes. At least something positive came out of this.
Did you get it?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
You're rolling something in your fingers.
I know. I feel like seeing it. It could
It's
just
always
be,
a good sign when you see somebody rolling their fingers together.
could just be a booger. I don't know.
It's gross. This is gross. I want out.
Oh yeah, this show all of a sudden is a bastion of clean living.
Got too gross for me.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's just a lot, Hanger Man.
Right. Well, that was a long time ago.
Oh, you were a different person then.
Oh, now I have a bug that's just flying from one screen to the next. I'm going to get it, though, at one point. I got this tissue. I'm ready. As long as he doesn't go up my nose.
Oh, that would be the best show ever.
Thank you. So welcome to the show, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I don't know.
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know. Anybody got anything exciting happening?
I'm trying to think. I mean, it was Mother's Day over the weekend. That was something, right?
I said exciting.
I don't know. I'm trying here.
Oh, I have an update from Axeman.
Oh, the guy in your backyard.
The guy in my backyard. He is leveling up, Axeman. This hand axe. No. We're gonna level up to fucking catapults now. Axeman is redoing his backyard, and they're like digging up the backyard, and his backyard is like 2 or 3 stories above my house. It's very hilly where we live, so it's like much higher. So they got this little bulldozer back there digging up the backyard, and next thing we know, there's like a 50-pound cement footing just on my lawn that came down from like 30 feet above, just rained down into like my lawn. And then I was like, oh my God, this is a lot worse than a hand axe at 7:30 in the morning. This could crush us. You know what a cement footer is?
Yes.
It's a footer made of cement.
You don't want that falling on you.
No, I know. I don't.
It's like a 50-pound bowling ball, but like 2 of them.
So how did it came through airborne?
Yes.
To your yard?
Yes.
Not just like rolling down the hill?
Well, that one might have come rolling down the hill. But then later there was one that came down airborne that Mrs. Cheapy just saw come down. She's like, it just went up in the air and came down.
So what did you say to your neighbor?
So this is when the first one came down that just landed in the yard.
That doesn't answer the question.
I went up to I walked to his house, and I have to walk up a big hill to get to his house. So I'm all mad. I have a lot of anger inside of me that I've come to.
Is that your secret?
No. It's my weakness. All the back pain and stuff. It's like repressed anger. So when something like this happens, the first thing, I get very angry all of a sudden. And I can feel I'm not turning into the Hulk, but I just, my heart beats faster, all, bad things that you don't want to happen. So I'm like, all right, you got to first calm down before you go over there. You can't, you're all hyped up now.
I like that the red lights are on behind you.
Right. It works when they're red or green, actually.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I calm down. I'm like, okay, let's breathe. I'm literally breathing in my house before I walk up there. And finally, like, I feel like I'm calm, and I walk up the hill. But now I'm all fucking tired and out of breath from walking up the hill. So all of my meditation was just like a fucking waste. So I get up there and like I ring the doorbell, and the guy comes out, and like, he's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, like I'm doing pretty good, but like, it's raining, concrete balls in my backyard." And he's like, "Oh, I saw you staring at something back there. I didn't know what was going on. Like I'll tell the guys right away, and I'll send them down there to pick it up." Like, it's hard to like be mad, He's like, "Oh, we're making the backyard bigger for the kids, so the kids have a place to play. We moved to the suburbs, and we don't even really have a backyard." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's raining concrete bowling balls into my backyard." So the guys came. And, they just, I don't know. I think they just fucking threw it into the woods. Like, I don't even think they took it off the property. Like, I don't know what they did with it.
Heavy.
It's heavy. Yeah. I didn't think they were going to carry it back up. I mean, they fucking should have carried it back up the hill, to be honest.
Yes, they should have.
They should have. Like, I don't know that they dumped it in the woods, but I don't know that they didn't.
Here's my advice to you.
Yes. Oh, I like
now,
it.
In this situation. Now,
Yes.
you have cameras back there?
I have cameras, but they didn't trigger when the bowling ball was a little far.
You may need to upgrade.
I just took a picture. I just took a picture of the.
No, you need to start like having some.
This is bad advice. You're feeding the rage, Wombat. You're feeding my rage. I don't want to feed my rage. You need filmic evidence if something else happens that causes legitimate damage.
Because if that boulder had rolled and gone through, say, your sliding glass doors,
that's got a long way to go for there. But it missed the patio chair by like.
Yeah, you know what? Those things roll. It bounces. Let's say it was raining but
nothing happened. We're getting it. But I gotta look. If it came closer, the camera probably would have got it. To be honest,
I'm just saying.
Right. I'm more worried about.
You have a neighbor dropping concrete into your backyard from a great height.
Yes, it's not great. It's not a good situation. And then there's still one back there because it happened after I had gone up the hill. Like, I'm not walking back up the hill again to tell the guy about another one. Like, it's like late in the day and the guy's like gone already. The workers are already gone.
I don't know.
And then they haven't come back. So then the workers haven't even come back. It's been like a couple of days. There's another concrete ball in my that one's like sort of like behind my garden. These are all first world problems, I guess, until it like falls on your house. Then it becomes like a.
I think you need to do something about it.
I'm going to go back up there and say, look, another one fell, and I just can't have any more concrete balls falling in my backyard. Like, do these guys know what they're doing? And
do you need a lawyer? Do you have a lawyer?
I'm married to one.
That's true.
I'm not looking. Look. You're escalating. You're supposed to be calming me down.
Why would I do that?
I'm telling you this so you calm me down and say like, "Oh,
well, that was your first mistake."
Right. So, and this the type of thing.
You need to be very clear with them. Your concrete is falling into my backyard.
He knows.
I have children too. Please do not
forget the children. It's gonna hit me. I'm dead too. Like, it doesn't matter.
You say my son likes to play ping pong in the backyard.
I like to play. He doesn't. I do.
No one cares about you. If this concrete fell and hit my son while he was playing ping pong, you would now be wearing your testicles as a bolo tie.
Right.
Figure your shit out.
I'm worried about the whole fucking hill coming down because like they've dug it up and they haven't put any type of. It's a big hill and they have.
And now is the hill his property?
Yeah. Until it falls down.
Well, I'm just saying, like, as long as he's not digging in your property, though, because I feel like that could be a fine line.
He's not in my property. I'm not worried. Yeah, I don't know. It's just. I think it's stressful to Mrs. Sheepy because she's working, out of the house and she sits basically looking right at that spot. It's like right as soon as she looks up from her monitor, it's like, oh, is there any concrete rain?
Can you plant some more trees back there and block it all off?
Well, I'm not worried about like I'm worried right now about the concrete balls coming down. Like I can't block that off. Like I don't have that technology.
I mean, I'm telling you, if one more concrete ball falls down there.
No more. I'm telling him no more already. Like when I go up there, like
and you already went up there once and said please no more.
What happens when the third one comes down?
Yeah, exactly. A third one's gonna come down.
I'll call the police.
Yeah,
Concrete
exactly.
police.
Concrete police. Concrete police, arrest this man.
It sounds like, yeah, like
What would you do, Shipwreck? Wombat flies off the handle too easily. What's your restrained response?
I'd go talk to the guy and tell him to tell the workers to not do that. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like this guy is like rolling
No.
the concrete down the hill at
No.
you.
By the way, I've made 2 Radiohead references so far during this story, and you guys haven't picked up on
I got
either
the
of them.
concrete police. What was the other one besides concrete police?
From a Great Height.
Oh, I don't know
same,
that song.
Same album.
I don't know that one. I only know the hits.
Paranoid Android. Never mind. Anyway, we were saying.
What they didn't keep in mind when they were planning out their new backyard is, like, I'm not sure. I don't know, like, how far it's going exactly and what the story is. But if they go a little too far, they're just looking right into my bathroom. And they're just going to be looking at my ass a lot, my naked ass. So they may want to plant some trees.
Ass a lot is my favorite night.
My ass is looking great though, like right now. It's never looked better. So this is the time. If you're going to be building like a deck to look into my bathroom, it couldn't be at a better time.
This is going to be a problem.
It's still very hairy, but it has at least a nice shape to it. That's all I got. That's what's going on in my backyard.
Gotta wait for this guy to finish, and when it's all done, then you have to figure out what you're gonna do.
War? I'm starting a construction war?
Yes, you are.
How about...
He's got the high ground, though.
He does have the high ground.
For Sheepy.
Right.
Dome. You're gonna have to build a dome.
Table tennis dome. Like Thunderdome, but table tennis. Right. Glass dome, okay? But it's like really high, and it's got like the rubber bands from Mad Max 2. So you can like fly around while you play.
I like it. I'm on board.
Excellent.
Yep.
All right. I think we didn't solve that problem, but I'll keep you updated.
I think we did.
I think there's a lot. There's probably more to come with the situation.
No.
Meanwhile, like I'm begging for that hand axe at 7:30 in the morning now. Like that was smooth sailing. Let's do some show feedback.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's see. We got Chano Yu says, I agree that the U.S. could get a bit crazy with the fake holidays and random celebrations, but Cinco de Mayo, which we discussed last week, is pretty relevant with the Mexican-American community here in California. It's another excuse to get together with friends and drink, similar to St. Patrick's Day, but I imagine it's different on the East Coast. Basically, GP, you're a racist. I just wanted to point it out.
I'm not a part of the Mexican-American community, and I'm not a part of the West Coast.
But you just dismissed the Mexican as if they were nothing.
I don't think that's what happened.
I'm pretty sure that's what happens.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
I think you need to apologize to all our Mexican American listeners.
First of all, I enjoy Mexican food a lot, but Mrs. Chibi doesn't quite as much as I do. And that keeps me from eating as much Mexican food as I would.
If you ever want to get good Mexican food, you and I can go out and get
What's the spot?
There's some pretty good places actually not too far from here. CAGcast is pretty good. That's in Farmingdale.
It's really hard to find a bad Mexican restaurant.
They're all mediocre. There's a lot of mediocre.
Yeah.
Which is everywhere.
You know what? That sounds like someone who's never had exceptional Mexican food.
I think you're wrong there.
I think that's what that means.
I think you sound like that about everything, but most of the places you recommend are on diners, drive-ins, and dives.
I think there's one Long Island restaurant that's been on diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Right, but anytime I visit a city, even though if you've never been there before, you recommend a restaurant to me that you've never been to.
Because I've seen it on TV. And then you look at the reviews and they're all amazing. You say like, oh, you only know this place because it's been on TV for being good. What kind of nonsense statement is that? This restaurant was on TV for being exceptional. Why would you recommend it to someone?
I don't know that it's being exceptional if it's on whatever.
It was accessible to the production crew.
I actually do think that's why he goes to those shows, because they're exceptional. He's not going to go to bad restaurants.
He goes to perfectly fine ones. I've been to several of those, and they're
he's done a lot in Cincinnati. He's done
because we have a lot of dives in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And it's cheap.
There are plenty of places to get a big plate of food with copious amounts of meat and cheese. We have that market wrapped up.
I guess so. He hasn't been here much. It's sort of a bummer. We need to get more Guy Fieri on Long Island. Anyway.
If you say so.
Yeah, this next comment comes from YouTube. Weed
Oh.
Skeleton says, seems like every time I go to my room to play video games, I just end up playing with my ding dong instead. I'm not even sure if I still like video games, but I'm trying real hard. Great show, dudes. By the way, Cheapy, proper modulation is getting good. I like hearing a white dude and a black dude keeping each other in check. The more uncomfortable, the better.
Nice. Yes.
Yep,
The
I'll bet you
tension,
like
the
that
tension is palpable.
Mhm.
You want to see, like, if you want, you know how much these guys can bother me. You've seen Shipwreck and Wombat bother me, but you haven't seen a black guy bother me. And if you want to see that, you have to tune in on Friday at 3:00. But thanks for the kind words, Wade.
Yeah, I figured you'd like that comment.
Yeah, there's not that many
And I
kind
figured
words.
we give a proper modulation shout out as well.
You're the best around.
I am. Nothing's gonna ever keep me down.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
for sure. And you know what? Nothing's going to ever keep down the Children's Tumor Foundation, because May is Make NFL Visible Month, and we're raising money for Children's Tumor Foundation. Now, if you don't know what NF is, it's neurofibromatosis, and that's an under-recognized genetic disorder that affects about 1 in 3,000 people or millions of people worldwide. It causes tumors to form on nerves through the body, and those tumors can cause a lot of problems: blindness, pain, disfigurement, cancer, deafness. It's not good. So we're holding a fundraiser for awareness. For every $5 that you donate, you will get a raffle entry to win a $100 gift card to the e-retailer of your choice. And you can go to tinyurl.com/CTF21. Let me put that link in the chat so people in the chat can do it. And that's going on all this month. And yeah, we have a channel reward. You can make NF visible right in the channel. And yeah, that's it. So hope you guys can participate in the raffle and continue to make NF visible. Thank you. Let's move on to Watch This, boys. There's a lot of stuff on this list, but I feel like it's mostly me. I've been very.
I feel like it's all you.
I don't know why. I'm not.
There's some things on here that are me.
I'm trying to think if I
Where?
watched
One
anything.
thing?
They're in there.
One.
I sprinkle them
Two.
in.
I see two things.
Sprinkle them in.
I see two things. Well, you go first, Ship. I want you to go with one.
Oh,
at least.
okay. So I started watching. They put out Mythic Quest Season 2 on Apple Plus service.
Is that the Felicia Day show?
No, it's
No.
not.
Oh, what's that one?
I don't know.
This is the one where it's a office sitcom based around a video game company.
With the guy from It's Always Sunny.
I
Yeah.
thought that's the Felicia Day show. Are you sure we're not talking about the same thing?
I'm positive we're not talking about the same thing. It does have Ashley Birch in it. Is that who you're thinking of?
No, I don't think I was at all.
Okay. It's Ryan. Is it Ryan? McKinney or
Something like that.
Or I don't.
I'll think of it.
Yeah, you think of it. You're the person that knows all these actors' names, and I am not.
Rob McElhenney.
That's pretty close.
Oh, The Guild is her show.
Yeah, that
I
is
don't
not
think they've
this.
made. I don't think they've made new episodes of that show in like a decade.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's an old one.
I'm right on top of it.
So, Mythic Quest, the first season. I talked about the first season, and it seemed to be like a little too on the nose on like video game stuff. It's like you're playing and you're leaning into this video game stuff a little bit hard here.
Give me an
Even though
example.
It was just like they had basically an episode about like a PewDiePie type character, like that was a kid that they had to like deal with, like basically sucking up to this kid so he would like their game. Just like storylines that are like very much like, okay, here's a very video game storyline that goes along with this. And it just felt like a little bit forced at times. Like it was like, I don't need a different like rip from the headlines of a Kotaku episode like every episode.
It can be a little much.
Yeah. So the season 2, it seems like they're reeling that back. It's like, imagine like The Office if the entire first season was about selling paper and like actually about like the business of selling paper.
Right.
So now they're reeling it back to like more office type like scenarios.
Just jokes. Let's just figure out where we can make good jokes happen instead of crowing bar like
That
stories from
sounds like a
Kotaku.
better show.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's a better show. Season 2 is a much better show. The characters, like there was, I got to know the characters in the first season, sure, but now like the character types are a little bit more defined, and they're leaning more into the oh, this is this character, and you like it when he's on screen or she's on screen because they do this funny thing.
Right.
And
Sure.
Season 2 is a lot better so far. There's been basically 3 episodes. They had one that was like an in-between episode that they put out. But I like it well enough. It's not on the same level as an Office or Parks and Rec is another comparison, I guess, to it, but similar type thing.
It's some more unoffensive comedy for the shipwrecks.
It's a little bit more offensive than
is
the
it?
other ones. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was raunchy. Now I'm interested.
A little bit. There's not the sexy time so much.
Okay. Yeah. That's lacking. Oh, I forgot to mention before we move on to move forward with Watch This Boys. If you donate $50 or more to the raffle, I will interrupt the show and read your message that you put in with your donation. And also it triggers the light. Any donation triggers the lights behind me. I think it has to be $5. And somebody did it already. And I like it. I like to watch the lights flash. So make me happy with flashing lights.
What are you watching?
I'm watching a couple-ish different things on HBO. One of them is called Made for Love. That's a comedy series. It's similar to, it reminds me of, was it called Upload, that show?
Yes. Yeah.
It's a similar, that was on Amazon. It's a similar situation. You've got like a tech dark comedy, like not dark like Black Mirror, but funnier. So you have the basis here is that you got a tech billionaire who is inventing a chip that is going to go into a husband's head and the wife's head, and they're going to share their thoughts, and they're going to have the perfect marriage. That's the Made for Love system.
Seems like a bad idea.
Right.
I don't know.
I think that's why it makes
maybe a bad idea.
Right. That's why it's a TV show and not something that actually exists.
Right. It's pretty funny. I gotta say, I'm not like in love with it. I don't think it's like amazing. It's maybe not quite as good as Upload, but we've only watched, I want to say 3 episodes. But I would definitely recommend checking it out if that sounds interesting. Would you watch that, Wombat?
I don't think so.
No, it's in the 30-minute episodes. Like,
no.
Okay.
What
How
else
about this?
you watching?
I got another one for you on HBO.
Okay,
This one you're definitely not interested in. Okay, if you're not interested in the 30-minute comedy show, how about the 2-part movie about OxyContin? And it's 8 hours. No, it's only 4 hours. It's
only
2 2-hour parts.
Okay.
2 2-hour parts. It's called Crime of the Century, and it's all about the Sackler family and their pharmaceutical company, and how fucked up what they did was to like get so many people addicted to opiates and killed as well. It's done by Alex Gibney. He's like a really famous documentary filmmaker, and all of his movies are awesome. And this one, we watched the first half. It's pretty fucking good. That's called Crime of the Century. Did you watch Mayor of Easttown, Wombat?
No, I didn't. We didn't watch that yet. I'll tell you what we did watch.
Yep.
Well, first of all, I didn't put this on the list. We watched a documentary on Discovery Plus about the Amityville Horror House.
Oh.
It was an hour and a half on the Amityville Horror House. When it wasn't that it was a bad documentary, but it was really like one of those documentaries that could have been like 45 minutes, but it was an hour and a half.
Right. No, you should watch Crime of the Century then.
Maybe. I watched
You're not
that.
gonna watch that.
I also we'll move over to we're ready for Netflix stuff.
I don't know.
We segmented these things out.
Me neither.
Me neither, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to make,
Did you write this on the outline? Did you write these on here? Why didn't you write them down? It's so much easier.
I don't know. I tried to watch Jupiter Ascending. Do you know what that is?
I heard it's a bad superhero show.
Yeah, imagine if The Boys was really boring.
Bad.
Like, I did not make it through the first episode. I don't even know if I made it halfway. I know I did. I definitely made it halfway, maybe a little more than halfway through the first episode, and I was like, I'm not enjoying this. I'm gonna do something better with my time. And then I stuck my thumb up my ass for another 15 minutes. No, it's just really bad.
Okay.
It's not worth your time. Speaking of things not worth your time, I did watch this week's Saturday Night Live, which is relevant to your interest because Elon Musk was on it. And Cheapy, I know you're a big fan.
I was wondering.
Oh, it's Jupiter's Legacy is the name of the show.
What did you say?
Jupiter Ascending, which I think is a bad movie.
I think that's a movie. I was gonna say I think I've seen
that's the bad movie with Channing Tatum. And then there's the Jupiter's Legacy, which is the bad TV show about superheroes. Anyway, I watched SNL with Elon Musk, which was also pretty bad.
Why?
Because it was on my DVR, and
you have to make things get on your DVR.
I always have every episode of SNL.
It's on Hulu anyway, you know.
And I haven't missed an episode of Saturday Night Live since 1985.
That's not true.
That is 100% true.
What?
So I felt
wait,
like I had to watch it.
whoa! That's a lie, right?
No, I've watched every new episode of Saturday Night Live since 1985.
Why are we just learning about that now?
I don't know. I like Saturday Night Live a lot. I have many conversations with the guy who does all the SNL reviews for Entertainment Weekly. We converse at least once a week. We follow each other on Twitter. He's a nice guy. I'm a big SNL person. I didn't know that was like a thing that people didn't know.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that either. Like I don't know.
You should be reviewing the episode every week. If you're going to watch it every week, you should be reviewing it here. Like
I figured that kind of thing was boring.
But you've never brought it up.
I literally thought no one would care.
I care.
I didn't know any people would care. Yes, I mean
watched. So out of all the episodes from 1985,
right,
where does this one rank?
This one unfortunately does rank pretty low. I'll have to say that I don't love the current cast. There's some really good people on it. It's not that there's no talent. It's not. There was a level of talent there from like 2005 to 2013 that was pretty remarkable.
Quite a while.
And they've been trying to chase that for a while now, and it's just not quite there.
I'm sorry. Anyway. I can't get past the fact that you've watched every episode of Saturday Night Live since 1985.
Why?
It's a lot. I mean, you've gone out of your way. I mean, that's a big, I mean,
Not
I don't want to
really.
say.
I mean, to be honest, for the last, I don't know, 15 years, I haven't had to go out of my way because it's set to record on my DVR.
But you still have to watch it.
25 years.
Yeah, I know, but I watch it with my wife on Sunday mornings.
I'm not like criticizing you at all.
It's literally something I very much enjoy.
35 years. You're talking 35 years.
35 years. Yeah.
35 years. You have not missed an episode.
But we didn't know about that.
It was a lot harder. Like when I was, let's see, because 1985, because I remember the 85 season. I remember watching it.
Who doesn't?
Super Bowl Chapel. I love 1985.
That's the Dana Carvey season. That's his start. That's the first Dana in Chop with Broccoli.
Oh my gosh. Like, how do you know these things?
Dana Carvey's first episode, Dana Carvey and Sigourney Weaver was the host on Dana Carvey's first episode, and Buster Poindexter was the musical was saying hot hot hot.
This is really weird, Wombat. This is really strange.
He does Chop and Broccoli on his first appearance on SNL, and it's bananas. That's how he started. But
what else don't we know about you?
I know a lot about us.
What else? I mean. First of all, Shanafan, I think Shanafan, I'm not sure if he is or not, but I think he mentioned he might be working on a Jeopardy game for us to play. I think obviously you would have to include Saturday Night Live now.
Yeah.
Because you like to tilt them in people's favor.
When I used to have to, at first it was sneaking up, staying awake at 11:30 on Saturday nights. Again, I think my parents just didn't care because it was a Saturday night. Like, it's not like I had school the next day.
Oh, we all had TVs in our room, probably, right? Like,
yeah. At that point, I probably had a TV, and I would watch it.
They didn't care.
Yeah, they didn't care on a Saturday night, and I would have to stay up and watch it for a long time,
just to keep the streak alive.
And yeah. So,
if you ever have a Wikipedia page, that's going on there.
Okay.
That's definitely going right on there.
I mean, it's not like it's so crazy.
Is there anything else that you've done consistently for 35 years?
Probably not.
Think about it.
Be the biggest thing. Yeah, I know. It might be the only thing I've done consistently for 35 years.
What about brush your teeth?
No, that would definitely not be the case. No, yeah, of course, look how pearly white they are.
Yes.
Um,
By the way, I just want to give a shout out to Dan, who donated $50 to Children's Tumor Foundation, and he says, "Great show."
but the mayor of Easttown bit on SNL this week was very funny. So
Was Elon a good actor? Does he have
No,
good
he
comedic
was-
timing?
No, he has none of that.
Oh,
He
I'm
was-
shocked.
Yeah, he was bad. It happens. They've had bad hosts in the past.
The guy
What can you do?
the guy who doesn't know when it's appropriate to call somebody a pedo on Twitter.
Yeah.
It doesn't have good comedic timing or
Skills
or
with human beings.
skills.
Yes. No. No.
Well, we learned he has Asperger's, right?
That's true. Yes. But so does Dan Aykroyd. So it's,
He was a lot funnier.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd was pretty good. I did not watch the show when Dan Aykroyd was on. So
Have you seen cars with Elon bumper stickers on them? I saw another one
no.
today.
No.
That's a thing now. I'm assuming it's him. It's just a bumper sticker. It just says Elon.
In the car?
No, on the. No, Elon's not in the car. The bumper
Why would
sticker
you
is
put
on
a
the
bumper
bumper.
sticker on a car for someone who makes a different car than
Yeah.
the car you're driving?
Yeah, it wasn't a Tesla.
Yeah, no, that's pretty dumb.
It's like the guy having the well, we talked about the Tesla license plate before on the
Yeah,
on the
how
caravan.
that says- yeah. Mhm.
Nikolai Tesla's biggest fan.
Mhm.
Elon, yeah, I don't know. That was weird. I don't like seeing that people like
It
worship
wasn't.
the
It
guy.
wasn't a good episode. I
Right.
didn't like it. That Pete
All right,
Davidson
well.
bit that they've done a lot. That one kind of worked. The Mayor of Easttown thing kind of worked. There was some of it was just way too drawn out, but it wasn't bad.
All right. Well, now a new segment every week. Wombat
I'll talk
reviews
about it. You know
SNL.
what? Keegan Michael Key this week. I'm kind of excited for that. It's an unusual host,
Right.
Because I don't consider him a huge star, but he definitely has comedy chops. So
He's a pretty huge star.
is he a huge star? If you say he is, I'll
I mean,
agree with you.
I know who he is.
I know who he
so-
is too. I love Key and Peele. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
he's pretty well known. Yeah.
yeah, it's a interesting. It's interesting.
It should be good.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's good. He's good at making sketches, so he should
he's
be
good at.
right.
That's what I mean. Like he's really good at making sketches.
But a
It's
little
not
better
like-
than Elon, just a little.
Yeah, it's like. But then there's that. I don't want to get my expectations up there and then just be disappointed.
Right. Speaking of SNL, I watched the new Michael Che show also on HBO. It's called That Damn Michael Che. It's
How's that?
It's a short, I think they're like 20-minute episodes, sketch.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, me neither. I just saw it. It just appeared there. It was pretty funny. The first episode was pretty funny. It didn't kill me laughing. I didn't die laughing. But I would definitely watch more for sure. It was a good start. Good start. Made fun of the police. Very popular right now. If you want to look at that, it's
I'll
right
check
there
out-
for you.
I'll check out the Michael Che show.
Yeah. They're short.
One
I
you
also-
should check out, GP,
What?
is I've only watched one episode of it so far because I watched it and decided, oh, Mrs. Shipwreck would enjoy this too. We need to start over here.
Okay.
I watched the first episode of For All Mankind on Apple Plus TV service.
That's a space show.
That is a alternate timeline space show. I don't know, whatever those things are called. Russia got to the moon first.
Uh-oh.
Right. And so it's a sci-fi show about that.
I've been meaning to watch that.
It's cool.
I
First
noticed
episode's
that
really good.
I noticed in the screenshots of it, they have astronauts like wearing the NASA uniforms, but they have machine guns.
That there's going to be some stuff happening. Like the first episode is very much just like alternate history. That's the word I was looking for. Alternate history.
Okay.
It's a very much like, okay, this is like setting up a pretty standard like alternate history thing. And then like, yeah, there's some screenshots coming up because season 2 just came out.
Right.
And it goes wacky.
Okay, I'm going to watch it now that you're watching it because we can talk about it. And it looks good. Machine guns and spacesuits. That's all you need to know. I think that's enough. That's enough Watch This, boys, I think.
I think so. We went a little off on there with the SNL stuff.
Let's move on to Read This, boys. We have a video game related book alert. The new Jason Schreier book is out today. Or no, not today, yesterday. It's called
How many union members did it take to make?
To make a Jason Schreier book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At
I was
least
gonna make a
one or
similar
two.
joke, but you beat me to it.
Oh, nice. I really enjoyed his last book, Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. which you know
I liked that one.
You read that book too, right? Each chapter was about a different game, and it took you through like what worked for the game or like why the game was just a complete disaster or never got made. This one is about game studios shutting down, which is an incredibly commonplace thing. I've only read the first chapter, and the first chapter is about Warren Spector. And it sets the book up really nicely. I'm sure like there's a big reason why he put Warren Spector's chapter first. So we all know the name Warren Spector, pretty well-known game developer.
Epic Mickey.
He did System Shock, right?
Thief.
Yep. And to the point he was such a big deal that Disney wanted him to make Epic Mickey. Like they pitched him to make that game. Like they wanted him to do it.
Yeah, if you're going to make a Mickey Mouse game, it's a big deal for Disney, right?
Right. So you would think like, well, if anybody could keep a studio open, it's going to be like a big guy like this, a big name like this. I mean, okay, his games have done well. They're not like super duper blockbusters, but he's got critically reviewed, well-reviewed games. They're profitable games, big name. But you come to learn, like, no, he was like with 4 studios. They all wind up closing. It's like the same. There's a very big cycle that goes on where, like, so in the case, tell you what happens in the case of Epic Mickey because it's really interesting. So Disney, they convince him to make the game. Okay, his new studio they just created to make Epic Mickey. They start working on the game. They're working on the game. It's taking a while. Disney's like, well, we have to buy your studio. We want to own your studio. You're making our game. We want to invest further in the game, because we want to bring on more staff and everything and invest money into the game. And so we want to buy the studio from you. And he didn't really have a choice, right? Like Disney says something, you basically have to say yes in a situation like that. So they buy the company, they make the game. The game is like very well received. Epic Mickey's very well received. Disney decides, Facebook games are looking really good. Like mobile's looking like where it's at. Console, whatever. And, they start making Epic Mickey 2. And then like, it's clear like that's a big flop. And they just like the studio, we're just going to shut down the whole studio. And this guy, like he started this whole studio brand new after his other studios studios that he worked for got shut down. Like it's just, you cannot escape it, even if you're a big guy. I'm sure that's why that's the first chapter. And it's just like, well, if this guy can't make it happen, and like, look, he did really well for himself. Like if you own a studio and you sell it, like you're going to make some money. But
sure.
If you're not the guy who's owning the studio, and most people working there are not that guy, you're looking for a new job like every 3 years. Like it's crazy. You have no job security. And I'm sure like that we're going to learn more about that. It's just going to be like a very similar story over and over again. But he does a really good job of showing what's going on behind the scenes. And it's all like direct quotes from people. He had like great access to Warren Spector. There's really like, even in the first chapter, there's like a lot of just great anecdotes about like him getting into arguments with the Disney execs, like throwing shit across the room. Really good. Press Reset. Ruin and recovery in the video game industry.
I'll wait to hear your full review of this one. This one,
okay.
It just seems a little bit more depressing, more your speed than the first game, like the first book was, right?
I don't know about depressing. I like when like the darkness has the light shined on it. Like we didn't know necessarily like these details, and that's what I find interesting.
Yeah.
But I'll let you know. I'm sure it's gonna. I'm reading about BioShock right now, so we'll it should be good. It should be good. Here's a this was actually submitted by Shanna Fan, who's getting a lot of airtime this week. This was submitted to be included in the Make Shipwreck Uncomfortable segment, but I feel like I can answer this question better. and it's related to this situation. So Shanna Fan writes in and says, Jason Schreier blocked me on Twitter some years ago when I commented that Activision may blacklist Kotaku for posting an unfavorable opinion piece on the company. Since Schreier is a journalist who relies heavily on public opinion to support his claims, or even to show how wrong everyone else is, do you think blocking someone on Twitter for sharing their opinions could prevent him from truly knowing what everyone thinks? No, because he doesn't care what why should he care what everyone thinks? If everyone thinks that the sky is brown and we breathe in carbon dioxide, it doesn't really matter to his job. He needs to get in touch with the people who know facts and get those facts. And
he doesn't need to care what you think.
Right.
And the fact that you think that he should care what you think is a bigger problem than him blocking you.
Right. I mean, it's not about opinions when you're trying to write an article about something. I mean, if the article is about opinion piece, then yeah, okay. If you write opinions,
then it's the author's opinion, and he still doesn't need your opinion.
Right. So certainly, if he found your tweet annoying and decided to block you, and
then maybe that's your problem and not his.
Right. It's his Twitter account. Like I know, I don't if I block somebody, like this is my Twitter account. If you're ruining my enjoyment somehow, then that's your problem. I personally, I prefer to mute people because I try to avoid situations like this where people
I rarely block people, but I did block someone this week.
I block all the time.
Shanavan?
No, it wasn't. I didn't block Shanavan. It was like the third person I've ever blocked.
I block, and it's usually not people that are saying anything to me directly. It's just stuff that shows up in my feed, and I'm like, oh, you're kind of annoying in my feed right now. I'm going to go ahead and block you, and then I'll never see this again.
Oh, I mute them. Sometimes I mute people for a week. It depends what they're talking about. Anyway,
if it's people I know, I don't block people I know, but
right.
it's all the stuff that gets retweeted into your feed, and you're just like, I don't need this in here. Why are you bringing this in here?
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, Shanavan, I hope we clear that up for you. Yeah, opinions don't matter when people are reporting facts because those are two completely different things, opinions and facts.
Yeah, Shanavan, you're everything that's wrong with America. So let's move on.
Not everything. There's a lot of problems. All right,
I think we just nailed it.
Let's move on, Wombat. I think it's time for a word from our sponsor.
Yes, let's talk about feels. CBD isn't about what you feel. It's about what you don't feel. Stress, anxiety, and pain. And, even for myself, it's sleeplessness. For a cheapie, clearly it's anger issues that he has with his neighbors.
Good call. Well, I should have definitely dropped some feels before I went up the hill.
Because feels is a better way to feel better. Feels is a premium CBD that will help you keep your head clear and feel your best. It's hassle-free, delivered directly to your door. CBD naturally helps reduce stress, anxiety, pain, and sleeplessness. There's no hangover or addiction. For cheapie, as we mentioned, it's anger and a little bit of
horniness,
feels.
Excessive horniness.
Will help him from going to his neighbor's house and maybe doing something he would regret. Place a few drops of feels under your tongue and feel the difference within minutes. The thing to remember about CBD is that finding your right dose is important, and everyone's dose is different. In fact, Feels offers a free CBD hotline to help guide your personal experience so that you find your perfect dose. The Feels customer service team is dedicated to making sure you get the best use of your CBD. Joining the Feels monthly membership makes your self-care easy. You'll save money on every order, and you could pause or cancel at any time. Start feeling better with Feels. Become a member today by going to feels.com/CAGcast, and you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping. That's FEALS.com/CAGcast to become a member and get 50% automatically taken off your first order with free shipping. Feels.com/CAGcast.
Excellent. Let's do some new releases.
Yeah. Are any of us playing Resident Evil Village?
No, I am not. I will eventually.
People
You're
like
the
it.
Resident Evil guy, right? You played all of them for 35 years.
What happened?
Let's see. Wait. What Resident Evil games have I played? Resident Evil 1, 2.
I played that.
I don't know if I played 3. I definitely played Code Veronica.
You never played Nemesis?
I don't think I have.
Had Nemesis chasing you around?
I know of Nemesis, but I don't know if I've ever actually played it. I definitely played 4, 5, 6, 7.
I haven't played. I played a little bit of 6. 4 is the last full one that I played through. That wasn't like a side story one. I played something like the
I didn't finish the last one. That's
Operation
7, right?
Raccoon City or something.
Yeah. I don't think I did that one. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much on the bean with mainline Resident Evil games. But yes, no, I haven't played this one yet. It just hasn't been the same since Bill Hader left.
I've been tempted just because it's $50 at Walmart, and it's like,
Right. I feel like you're getting a deal.
Right,
Kind
like
of.
you're getting a deal. I heard that it wasn't overly like hard. Like you feel like you're going to progress through it. So there's not a, I don't know.
You're not going to get stuck, you mean?
Yeah, you're not going to get stuck.
Unlike,
I don't know. I bet in a month it'll be down to like 30.
Maybe.
Is it true that this didn't come out for Xbox One?
I guess. I don't know.
Really?
That's what I saw somewhere.
Somebody wrote that in our
Someone
Twitter.
wrote that in, but I don't know. I honestly do not know.
Village,
it's in the list
Xbox.
here for Xbox One.
I'm gonna say it must
Xbox
have.
Series X. No.
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 Will it play on an Xbox One?
No. Lady D is too big. She can't fit in a regular Xbox
That's
One.
very strange.
I'm on GameStop right now. I typed in Village Xbox and I just see Series X.
What do you mean? You just see Series X?
That's all they're selling. Resident Evil Village Series X.
Oh, you mean, but it's out on Xbox.
Doesn't say Xbox One. Oh, it does say Xbox One. It says Xbox One. So what are people talking about?
I have no idea.
I think
I don't know.
people are just trying to make you look stupid.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not hard to do.
This is.
Yeah, I see it right here. Xbox One.
Yep. You cracked the code.
People lying to
Sure.
me on
Yeah,
Twitter.
Target has it in store right now for $59.99.
All right.
I can
Walmart
pick it
has
up
it-
tomorrow.
Walmart has it for $50.
I'm just saying. That's the first thing that came up when I searched it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
How
don't
is this
know.
different from Resident Evil 7, which I have also played and then stopped playing? I mean, it was good. Like, it was good, but I played like 4 or 5 hours of it, I feel. And I was like,
That
I
game's
get it.
creepy. That game's creepy.
It was creepy. And like my prime time for gaming is it like right before I go to bed, doesn't really.
That's what I think I heard that this one's not as creepy. And that's kind of like what I want. Like, I need it to be like, it's fine if like the thematics of it are Resident Evil-y, but I don't need to be like stressed out while I'm playing it.
Is it first person again? Or third
Good God, I
person?
know nothing about this game. That's got the big vampire lady. I don't know.
I know, but is it first person or third person? I'm seeing in the chat that it's first person. I miss third person Resident Evil also, to be honest.
Where's Dino Crisis at? Why do they keep making these Resident Evil games? and
There
we
is
haven't
that
had a
new
Dino
dinosaur
Crisis?
game that I can't think of that's on the Xbox. Have you played it?
Extinction?
Yeah, have you played that? That's on Game Pass.
Isn't that a online shooter thingy?
I played a little bit of it, not online. So
But
I'm gonna
isn't
say
it
no.
an online shooter thingy?
I think
And-
it had I think you can play it online. I played it off. I don't know if it was offline. I played it without other people, and I shot some dinosaurs and I died a lot. And I was like, okay, I get it. I shoot dinosaurs and I die a lot, and then I moved on with my life.
Sounds compelling. I looked at it and I like the theme, but if it's
Yes,
like
we
an
all know how you
online
feel about
co-op-
shooting dinosaurs.
There's not much better
Monster.
than shooting dinosaurs.
You have like a weird fetish about shooting dinosaurs.
It's a good video game.
Sometimes you just gotta wear latex and shoot dinosaurs. I
Yeah.
understand.
You know what I also like? I like skateboarding games,
Mhm.
and I've been playing Skate City.
How's that?
That is, it was like $10. I knew nothing about it, and it was like, oh, new skateboarding game. It's on sale on PlayStation for $10 or whatever. Normally $15.
Mhm.
I like it. It's a side-scrolling skateboarding game where
Like
you do
TNC Surf Designs.
yeah, sure. Where you do all the tricks. The
As a
majority of the tricks
gorilla?
are done by there's no gorilla. There's no gorilla. I
I'm
don't know.
out.
Maybe there's a gorilla. I don't know for
I
sure.
played that game a lot when it came out.
We all did.
Oh man,
That game was awesome.
Not
it was
very
hard.
good. Not a great game, but
No,
we all played it.
The surfing really made no sense. Wait, am I supposed to point up or down? point up. But wait, why?
Right.
Why does it matter?
Yeah, exactly.
Why
It's like,
does
all right, let's
I
play
guess
something else
I'll
now.
just do this until I win.
Throw California games back in.
It was a looker though.
Yeah.
It was.
The surfing looked good.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. So Skate City, yeah, it's side scrolling, but it has some depth in and out of the screen to it. Like you can't move in those directions, but you can do tricks. Like if there was a ledge or like a staircase, you could either jump over the stairs or you could land on the ledge or the railing as you went down the stairs.
Right.
And the way the game is structured, there's a bunch of challenges. There's only like 3 courses, but they're very long. Like they have very different sections to them. And there's different challenges in there. And some of them are really, really fun. Like they have these pedestrian levels where there's just pedestrians like walking around in the level or sitting on the ledges. And so you have to kind of do tricks around them so that you're jumping to and from the foreground and the background. It's very much like a Tony Hawk side scroller type of thing where all the tricks are done with the sticks though.
Any multiplayer in that?
Not that I know of.
Probably not for $10.
I got like halfway through the game and I spent all my my skate dollars, like the end game skate dollars. And then I realized that on the main screen, there's a skate shop where you can improve your stats with skate dollars. So
that'll make it easier.
Oh, all right. I've done half of this game already and I didn't realize that I could improve my stats. But
yeah,
for the price point, I think it's pretty solid if you like skateboarding games. No dinosaurs that I know of.
Right. All right.
If we could ever combine those.
Could happen.
Yeah.
Anybody playing Hood, Outlaws, and Legends? Because I watched the trailer.
I played a little bit of that.
How is it?
It's all right. I mean, I played the tutorial missions. I haven't really deep dived into it, so I probably need to give it a little bit more. For those who don't know, it's an online player versus PvPvE game where it's you and another team trying to successfully pull off a heist in Robin Hood times, I guess medieval times.
Oh, okay.
So you're either Robin Hood, Maid Marian, Friar Tuck, or Little John, but like gritty versions of them.
Who are you, Wombat?
I would have been
Little John, obviously.
Little John, yeah, probably. And each character has their own strengths and weaknesses.
I was going with Friar Tuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're all, like I said, but it's a gritty Friar Tuck.
He's Jewish.
Yeah.
Jewish Friar Tuck.
Jewish Friar Tuck.
Rabbi Tuck.
Rabbi Tuck.
Rabbi Tuck. And
Rabbi Schmuck.
Yeah. And it's bloody and it's violent, but it seems, it obviously a game like this it requires a big community, so we'll see how it does. I think still, is it early access still, or am I making that up?
No, I don't think so.
No, it was just came out like 3 days early.
Yeah.
It's okay. Again, I need to give it a little more time.
I might check that out.
Yeah, you can check it out. If you do, let me know.
Okay. Anything else for new releases? What do we got here?
I saw on PC Fun Bag Fantasy came out.
Oh.
So
that section comes later in the show.
I don't know if you wanted to
Spank Bang. No. I'm sure Whip Smart Banky does though. Sounds right up his alley.
Yeah, that would go right with the Hand of Merlin.
Right. All right. Is that it, Wam? Is that a shipwreck for new releases? Olympic basketball? Is that any good?
What I was getting. I was eyeballing that Olympic basketball. I wonder what that's all about on the Switch.
$6 on Switch. Oh, we do have some stuff on Switch. Well, let's do this now. Let's combine Whip Smart Spank Banky, since they're both new releases this week. Beach Bounce Remastered and Poker Pretty Girls Battle. Those are both on what platform? Nintendo Switch. Of course. We're the home of the lewd games.
You know what has a great SEO? Olympic basketball.
Beach Bounce Remastered has very good SEO because I was able to Google the trailer for that no problem and immediately find it. And it's pretty interesting. You're working at a resort. I should actually read what Banky said instead of me paraphrasing the trailer. He says it's a visual novel, lots to do here, refreshing change of pace. tons of choose your own adventure style gameplay, many different endings, choice of girls to romance, sometimes two at the same time. Quite lewd too. Suggestive writing and art definitely earns a hot rating. And that code was provided by Gameuzumi. That's a company that makes these games. And then he wrote me back later and he said, I forgot to mention in my review that there's a dildo in that game. And then he sent me a picture.
In the game, it doesn't come with the dildo.
Very important.
It's in-game, pictured in the game.
Oh, when I read it, I thought it meant like the game comes with a free dildo.
No, it's a downloadable game. You wouldn't download a dildo. If you could, maybe you would. Download it right to my butt. The next game is Poker Pretty Girls Battle. It's exactly what you think it is. Texas Hold'em with buxom waifus. Nothing terribly over the top here, but the art is lovely and the waifus are stacked. I have not pre-read these, by the way. Strictly Texas Hold'em, no poker modifiers, but it's very relaxing and fun to look at. Grabs my mild rating of the week, and that code came from East Asia Soft. So there you go. 2 big releases on the Nintendo Switch this week, if you like these games.
Olympic basketball is it's not looking too hot.
Oh, no?
No.
I'm shocked. All right, I think we're officially done. Yes, with the new releases?
With the new releases, yes. All right. So we're going to talk about this Ubisoft stuff that they're doing, talking about games that they're having coming out. Lots of free-to-play games now, they say.
Well, apparently they had said this actually a couple of years ago, like, hey, in a couple of years, we're going to be doing this. And now those couple of years have come to be today. And so
they also came out today and said that they're not slowing down on their single player games either. They're like clarified or reversed or whatever you want to say. But yeah, they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. I mean, Ubisoft is really the only one of the one for a publisher their size to not have a monstrous free to play game on consoles is, I guess, a little unusual. Is it? I don't know.
Well, they tried.
They did try. They didn't do a very good job.
What was that one called again?
I already forgot.
Ship? What do you got?
And I played it a couple of times.
What do you got?
I can't even remember the name of it.
I think I know it. Don't look at the chat. Neither of you.
I'll try not to.
I know the first word for sure. I think I know the second word.
God,
it starts with an H. Starts with an H.
Was it like Hyperscape?
I don't think it was Hyperzone, no?
Hyperzone?
Hyperscape? I'm not even sure. Let's look it up.
I thought it was
Ubisoft.
Hyper.
I can't type. Hyper. It doesn't even come up. Even Google doesn't know. Hyperscape. You were right. Hyperscape.
Yeah, that game was bad. I get it. They want you could have a
Didn't
Fortnite.
For Honor go free to play?
Did it? I know I own.
I think it's cheap to play.
From cheap to play.
They went cheap to play.
But that game also isn't. It doesn't have that kind of audience though either. It doesn't have a Fortnite audience. It doesn't have a Call of Duty Warzone.
It doesn't have a Fortnite audience.
It doesn't have a Warzone audience. It doesn't have an Apex. EA has their game. They have.
It doesn't have anything like that. Obviously,
yeah.
I think it's not. No one's playing it.
That's what I mean. It doesn't have that thing, and Ubisoft wants one because EA has one, and Activision has one, and Epic has one. So they need to have one too, and they're going to keep throwing spaghetti at the wall until there's one strand there.
I mean, everybody wants a game that can make $1 billion.
I know, but not everyone has the ability to keep trying until they find one.
So what are we getting? We're getting like free to play. We're getting Assassin's Creed Battle Royale, I think is what we're getting.
You know what? I think the smartest thing that they can do, I mean, it did work for Activision, is go with your strengths and go with what the public knows. If they could successfully pull off an Assassin's Creed game Battle Royale that was free to play and good, if the
remember the multiplayer in that game where you would you'd have be in disguise and you'd sneak up on it. It was pretty good actually.
It wasn't bad.
It was a little high concept, But maybe
But I
they could
think-
tweak it.
I was gonna say I don't know if that works because it's so high concept. I
They
think
got to
you need
tweak it though. They could tweak that maybe to make
I
it
don't
battle
know.
royale.
It's like this again.
Assassination battle royale.
I don't.
Do they
know.
need this? I mean, they have successful games that they get people to play to pay
Rainbow
for.
Six is pretty close
Right.
to
You know
this.
why?
You've got
Because
Rainbow Six.
I
that's-
guarantee you, it's the first thing that their investors ask them. Where's your big? What's your big free to play online game? It's probably something that the investors ask them at the beginning of every meeting.
Sure.
What-
If they're
where's
gonna make
your-
one though, it's Rainbow Six. Like they're just going to turn in one of the Tom Clancy things into a free.
Oh
to
yeah, I
play
think they'll
online,
make a
right?
Rainbow Six Island or whatever you want to call it. And
That
you
makes
know what?
it makes a lot more sense than Assassin's Creed to
Yes,
me. Like,
I agree.
It's easier.
Yeah.
it's easier and it's got a bigger market for that type of thing. Like Assassin's Creed, people are into Assassin's Creed. There's a lot of single player players that want to play that, right? That want to soak in that 10 hours before
Well, I
they
mean,
give up.
if they could make a decent game, obviously the game itself needs to be good. Then eventually, I mean, maybe you actually could have the Assassin's Creed characters in the game, just like Fortnite. If Fortnite could have Batman in it, and Call of Duty
Sure.
can throw in
Ezio's got a machine
Rambo.
gun.
Sure, George
Oh.
Washington can show up. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
We got Leonardo da Vinci. Bring him in.
Only
Bring 'em
40,000
in.
coins for George
Yeah.
Washington.
Exactly. I mean, they can do whatever the hell they want. Your favorite character from the Division Man,
Yeah, I like
is
it.
now in Tom Clancy's Rainbow Island.
No, Tom
Do you
Clancy's
think
Battle
that,
Royale.
characters from the Division and Rainbow Six could exist in the same
Yeah.
universe?
I
Yep.
mean, I know it sounds crazy and high concept.
You just
but
changed
hear
the
me
hat.
out.
Just changed the hat.
Hear me out. A nondescript guy in all black with patches might be available in the same game as a nondescript guy wearing all black and patches.
When it's Rainbow Six, it's just less patches. More
Yeah,
like
and sometimes a
black.
gas.
And then the
mask.
Rabbids are in there as well.
yeah.
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 Maybe
You know
Pele
what?
shows up. He was Ubisoft, right?
people-
Was it
people-
Pele?
Yeah.
Cartoon Pele?
Mhm. All the Brawlhalla characters.
the rabbits are like the charms that hang off your gun. Actually,
Sam Fisher. They could sell Sam Fisher for like $40 and idiots would buy it. You know, it would be perfect.
I'm pretty sure I saw on Apex Legends today in the store. I look in the store every once in a while just to see what's
Mhm.
going on. Pretty sure that I saw that they were selling a gun, like a skin for a gun,
Yeah.
for like $70.
Well,
like
that's
one gun. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe I don't
hope
understand
so.
the currency. But I'm pretty sure I saw stuff that was like 6,000 coins or 7,000 coins. And I was like, what? Wait, is this just a skin? Like, it's nice and all, but anyway, where are we here? Wombat's
know.
Fortnightly News. That's where we
I
are.
know. Yeah, we're talking about Fortnite.
Everybody wants their big free to play game. And well, Apex Legends is a $1 billion earner, I think,
Yeah,
for
it's
EA.
it's huge for EA. It's huge for EA. There's no getting around that. And Activision's bread and butter right now is that Call of Duty game. And there's nothing wrong with that because they're both good games. That's the thing that Ubisoft hasn't found yet.
Right.
It's a good one. That's the trick.
Yeah.
They can say they're gonna come. They could come out with 5 of them this year.
Well, they
But
can make a good one. It's just then all they have to do is say, "Oh no, we're not going to charge for this Rainbow Six game that we made." And
They
then
didn't charge for
they have
Hyperscape.
one, right?
Right. No, I mean, I feel like the next, if they put out a new version of that, like it's probably going to be free.
Yeah,
to play.
I think like, Ghost Recon,
But the Battle Royale is, I feel like they need to have Battle Royale.
GRBR.
That's where it's at. It puts asses in seats. Look, we can talk shit about Battle Royale all we want, but it does put the asses in seats. Like
Why would I talk shit about the thing that I do the
you
most?
do like it. You do like it. Yeah, you can't help
I
it.
played for an hour before we did the stupid show.
We're psychologically conditioned to enjoy Battle Royale. Like we just can't
I had a good time.
escape it.
I played
I'm
with
not.
You are. You just haven't played it. You just
Yeah,
No, I
haven't.
have. I don't like it.
You don't like it.
I don't like it. It
You
doesn't
don't
do
like
anything
first
for me.
person multiplayer.
Not
Shooters.
terribly.
No.
Not terribly. I like
Well,
first person shooters.
But not
The multiplayer.
multiplayer.
I like a good death match every now and then, but it's not where I'm if I'm doing that, I'm doing it because I'm playing with people I know.
Right.
Not like
And it's Halo.
going into a room. And it's Halo. Exactly.
I knew it.
It's Halo. Yeah.
know,
Let's
I
do
know.
some Halo.
Soon, very soon.
I have a Master Chief for Fortnite. Does that count?
No.
No, it does not.
I am a little excited for Halo this year. It's been a while. It's been a minute
This
since
year,
we all enjoyed.
right? Yeah.
No, I mean, it better come out this year. I mean,
this year. That's wishful thinking.
Stop.
I didn't know that this year was going into next year.
Speaking of this year, Zombies Ate My Neighbors is coming out next month.
Nice.
Anybody excited for that?
No, should I be?
That game gonna hold up too well? Like I remember like being impressed in college.
Did that game hold up when it came out?
Yeah, it was fun. In my fraternity, I remember we played that and we're like, oh, this is fun. And then we returned it to the video store. We rented it for a week and moved on.
Eh.
All right. Well, let's move on also.
And I guess that's why it's
Yeah. But by the way, I want to apologize to the people listening in podcast form. I had my speakers on, so I'm not sure how good my audio is going to sound this week, but it wasn't turned up that loud. So it's not going to be the finest sound this week. But anyway, let's move on to Cheapy's Quest Corner now with Extra Wombat. Yay. How's it going, Wombat, in VR land?
I like my VR world. It's become quite the staple in this house.
Excellent.
As my wife has now done her supernatural workouts, I think every day this week. I've been doing mine, I think, every day this week.
Excellent.
I'm on top of the leaderboard where I like to be. And also, have you been even making contacts, making my PR contacts in the VR world, getting some codes?
Pretty much asked,
but not just pretty much asked for me. Pretty much asked for the two of us.
Yes. What do we got?
We got the new hotness on VR, Demio.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Demio?
I don't know.
Demio. Demeo.
I feel like, did we talk about this last week or no?
No, it had not come out last week.
Excellent. I'm excited. This is really cool, Ship. This is the killer app for you, Ship. Wake up.
This is, for me, actually, I'd say it's my favorite game that I've played so far in VR. I like it more than Super Hot.
Okay.
I like it more than Rez. It's very different than those games, but I think this is the kind of thing that I want in VR. For those who don't know what Demio is, it's a board game that you play in virtual reality. It's a turn-based
dungeon crawler.
It's a turn-based roguelike dungeon crawler. But you're viewing it as if you're looking at a very expensive board game table with really expensive pre-painted miniatures, but everything is all set up for you. You don't have to shuffle cards. You don't have to find your dice. You don't have to figure out where to put the different pieces, or none of
the
setup.
Rules or anything.
None of that. You just go right into the game, and you roll the imaginary dice. The character, you decide where you want your character to go, and obviously there's animation when you attack and when you do your spells. So it has the animation there, almost like the hologram chess in Star Wars. But the
really unique part of that, like that's basically the whole game right there, right?
Yeah,
and that's like the drawing part.
It's nothing you've never played before, but it's just done in a way that's so unique and immersive, because you're literally playing at what would be like a $5,000 table and the $400 version of a board game.
But I think like the key part that's sort of hard to explain is the perspective that you have when you're playing in VR, because you can zoom in and put yourself at any part of the game. So let's say you're fighting like a monster in the hallway. You can just you use like Minority Report controls, and you just like zoom in, and now like your head is like at the goblin's feet, or you can do any perspective you want. And it's that part is the super cool part. I feel like it's almost like you're directing a movie while you're playing the game. Like you find like, what's the cool angle that I can look at this situation at and figure out what to do, but also make it look cool for me and interesting to me. And
you could do all of this while sitting down.
It's a sitting down.
This is sitting down. You don't need 6 feet by 6 feet.
No.
You're just sitting in a chair and you're playing this game, and games can take a while. I've played this game for over an hour in a sitting.
I feel like is the main negative is too long with no saving.
They're supposed to be adding a save feature, which I hope they do.
Right. And
But-
the key is you're playing this online with your friends. Like it's 4-player online play. That's the key. It's a social space in VR that has a cool games for you to play, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really like it. Demio. It does have some bugs though. It's definitely like a small team making this game. I wish it was a much bigger game because I feel like if this had like the props that you get in Poker Stars, it'd be super duper fun. Like imagine you're playing the game, but also in VR you have a sword that you have in your hand and just like doesn't do anything. It's just for fun that you can just swing around and look at while you're waiting for your turn and like hit your friend. It'd be really fun, or like stuff to throw. That's what you do in the poker game, basically. So they need to add that shit right away. And if you are into VR or you want to be, you should join the CAG Discord. Go to discord.gg/CAG. We have a special VR section there that's very hopping right now. People are buying these fucking Oculus Quest 2s left and right from this show. It's true. Anyway,
I believe you.
that's it for our Quest Corner. Let's move. Let's see what we have for Shipwreck's slightly uncomfortable segment this week.
Okay.
Here we go. I don't think we did this one yet. This is
I'll
from
let you know.
Jamal.
Okay.
This Shipwreck, given all the economic problems we have seen in this country and globally, people are furloughed and out of work. Do you ever feel guilty about talking about your game electronic purchases on the show? Or do you ever not talk about a purchase because you worry about how you may come off? I know there may have been episodes in the past where Wombat has talked about having to save for a new fridge or his daughter's bar mitzvah, while you seem to have infinite funds to buy cabins, MacBooks, and seemingly every major video game release and children's movie.
You having trouble reading this one?
The children's movie got me. Children's movie the week it is released. I guess it's a lot less uncomfortable if I start laughing in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
What say you, Shipwreck, to this accusation?
That's a lot to
To take in,
to
yes.
respond to. There was a
Yes.
lot of questions and,
Yes.
and children's movies.
Do you ever
sprinkled in there.
do you ever feel guilty about talking about your purchases? You may feel that people feel bad that they can't afford nice things.
I don't think so. Not incredibly, at least. Like, I don't know. There's a little bit of like, oh, should I bring this up? But I'm not gonna hide that. Yes, I am successful. My wife is successful. We like to buy things that we enjoy. Right.
Yeah, we got to
That I can
talk about something.
that I can talk about on the
Right.
show.
Right.
So,
Okay.
what else was there to that? I
That
feel
was
like there
it.
was more to that. That was it.
That was it. Do you
Okay.
ever feel guilty about talking about your purchases that you may come across as I don't know, not sympathetic to people's plights? Anyway,
I don't understand how me having the means and money that I've earned buying something is not sympathetic.
somebody, yeah, right. Well, somebody,
I understand, like, we are cheap ass gamer,
right.
but that doesn't mean I don't like a deal still, right? Like, I go to thrift stores and flea markets, and that's where I like to do a lot of shopping. So
Right. Well, so somebody made me feel guilty. I posted that I got this TV, and somebody like said something to me on Twitter about it. Now I didn't block them, but I did mute them.
I mean, what are you supposed to do? Like,
Right. This Twitter account is for my amusement. If you're not amused by it, then you shouldn't be following it. That's basically the way. And same with the podcast, and same with anything else. Like if it's a problem, then there's a simple solution. Don't follow me. Don't listen to me. Anyway, Jamal also writes in Ship and says, please let Shipwreck know that this is not my personal feeling, just a question crafted for maximum squirm factor. Sounds like he needs to work harder for next
no,
time.
that's good. I mean,
Okay.
it's a good question. I think that's
Okay.
a good question. I'm just giving my honest opinion that
Okay.
that
I don't know. I feel like we could have done better with the question.
could have done better.
How
Yeah.
wet is your ass right now, Ship? Did it get a
Not-
little
not-
sweaty?
A little bit, but in general, I'm just hot right now. For
Okay.
Shipwreck, I have a question for you.
yeah.
Israel or Palestine?
Which
Well,
one?
there we go.
You don't have to answer that one.
Pluses and minuses on both sides.
Oh,
There's
I'm not
fine
gonna
people
answer
on both sides.
Yeah.
no,
yeah.
don't answer
Yeah,
that one.
like-
Don't. I'm 100% serious, and I agree
Who
with
are you
you.
going with, Wombat?
I'm not answering it either.
Okay.
All right, Wombat, it's your turn for your
All right.
tales from retail.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
All right, I haven't been doing a good job of crossing off the ones that I've used, so I'm going to go with this one and hope that we didn't do it already. This is from Captain Nick.
Okay.
He says, this happened a long time ago, back when the first Call of Duty Modern Warfare launched on Xbox 360. He went to Best Buy to grab it, and he said that the salesperson that he asked the game for seemed to be like pretty pissed off already, and just like seemed to be in a bad mood. So he had a gift card that he was going to use to pay for the game, and he handed them $20 and a debit card. And basically, the woman made a mistake and didn't charge the guy enough money. What would you do, Wombat? Would you tell her that they made a mistake?
Oh, I see. So it's an error in my favor.
It was an error in your favor. The woman was in a bad mood, and she was like, she asked the woman, like, here's the specific. He said he asked the lady if he could pay her $20 cash and then pay the balance via his debit card. The game was $70. This is Canada, and so she was supposed to deduct $50 from the debit card, but instead she deducted $20. She got a little confused with the double action.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like this would be a difficult error to make, especially nowadays where you scan everything.
Okay,
so,
but that's not the question. The question is, what do you do?
The question is, you just go, because honestly, I probably wouldn't notice either until I got in the car. I'm not going or turning around and going back.
Okay, here's what he did. He said he shoved the debit card in as fast as he could, punched in his PIN number, and walked out of that store with a $30 discount and a big shit-eating grin on his face. Now, he said when he told his friends about what happened, they all yelled at him and told him that he was a thief. Because he's in Canada, right? People are like, have manners and morals there. But to his defense, he says the woman was kind of like being grumpy, and
it's a two-way situation. So if I gave someone my debit card and they gave me the game, put it in a bag, put through in the receipt, I would probably leave. Right, I wouldn't notice that.
It was before he tried. I guess he saw it on the debit card reader before and then he's like, all right.
Because honestly, I wouldn't notice. Right. That's just me, especially if I was.
What if you did notice? I think that's the question.
That's the question.
That's the question.
So
if you're in the same
hard
situation,
to know.
you noticed it.
I mean, honestly, I would probably be like, are you sure this is right? Is what I would say. I would go, are you sure this is correct? And
give them a chance. Give them a chance.
Be like, are you sure this is correct?
What if the clerk was especially bitchy to you?
If the clerk was being rude to me, then I'd be like, well, I tried. If I gave it like
no, but you didn't try though. You don't even say if the clerk is bitchy.
I would always say, are you sure this is correct?
Okay.
If I knew, if it was just I scanned it and I left and it turned out to be wrong, I feel like
this is one of those situations that you can't just ask somebody what they would do. It has to be presented to them in real life, and then we can like see what they did.
Yeah, I think I would probably do, most likely, because I'm not a terrible person, I would probably do the right thing in the moment.
You'd like to think so, but you never know. It's like these people who like they say like, oh, if I had $1 million, or I had $10 million, I would.
I keep it all to myself, and no one gets a damn thing. What is it? I also I had my own tale from retail over the weekend. Anyway.
What?
So we ordered a Mother's Day brunch for my wife, which I paid for 4 days in advance. Okay, to make sure that everything was going to be right.
Yeah.
You call, you order, you go through the whole thing. It was a pick up and take home. They call it, brunch in bed. I placed the order. I go there that morning. Actually, Laura came with me to go get the food because I knew it was going to be like a lot to carry.
Right.
So we go, we get everything.
Here, carry your Mother's Day brunch.
Yeah. Hey, you do what you have to do. She actually wanted to go. I'll say that much because she likes.
She came to the store. Okay, go.
So we go, we pick everything up, we come home.
Right.
She sits on the couch. The kids are with her.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be so. Everything looked presentation wise like they put stuff in baskets and rows and glass jars. And it was very, very fancy. And we open it up, and the one thing that the entree my wife wanted the most was not there.
Oh no!
And they replaced it with deep fried French toast stuffed with peanut butter and bananas. which doesn't sound terrible to maybe me and you,
Right.
but there's nothing my wife likes less than heavily deep fried foods,
Right.
bananas,
Right.
and peanut butter.
So it was comically horrible for her.
It was comically horrible. So I was like, and the thing that they forgot was the thing she wanted the most.
Right. Right. So what'd you do?
I called the restaurant and I said, I hate to say this, but I think you gave me the wrong order.
Right.
I have this banana French toast,
Yeah.
not the slow cooked brisket hash that I was supposed to get.
Mm,
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's a barbecue place.
right.
So I'm like, okay. The guy on the phone's like, well, we're really sorry. I can have someone bring it to you. It might take an hour.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, because I knew it wasn't for me. It was for Mother's Day. I'm like, you know what? I could be there in 10 minutes. I
Right.
could pick it up.
Okay.
So I left. I picked it up.
Okay.
And when I got there, I said, hi, I just called. I goes, oh yeah, like I got it right here for you. And he had it and he put in a bag and he threw in a piece of candy bar cheesecake for my troubles. And I drove back home and I brought it. And even though all the food I ate was cold because I
Right.
missed all of it,
Right.
my wife had the food that she wanted.
Well, it's
So
Mother's Day, not
it was
Wombat's
Mother's
Day.
Exactly.
But it's Wombat's month. How does that work?
I trust me, I say that every Mother's Day. I don't understand
It's
this.
one day of the month. We can switch it over to your wife.
Seriously, I don't buy it. I didn't like that. But yeah, so that was the whole situation.
Excellent.
It worked out in the end.
Good.
Mhm.
Good. Let's move on to Sony quickly and wrap this bad boy up. Sony says that we can expect PlayStation 5 shortages until next year. I guess this the chip thing is not wrapping up anytime soon.
It is not.
What's the
There
problem
are-
again? They can't. We're out of silicon or something. What?
COVID.
Yeah, COVID is the
Still
problem.
COVID.
Well,
Yeah.
it's getting everything started back up, right? So
Okay.
anything, all electronic components currently have extremely long lead times, and it's likely that I think I saw that Sony was going to have to go get some like alternate parts. for some of
Right,
these
right,
as
right.
well. Which is, I mean, it's common, but when you have such a specific design as what these consoles do, it makes it a lot more difficult to swap in other components.
No, they said they were going to have to redesign.
Yeah, they'll redesign internally. Like it's not going to be a hey, here's the slim model or a new model.
No,
It's
no,
gonna
no,
be
no,
like
no,
all
no.
on the internals.
Right. That's what I was
Um,
assuming.
Yeah.
But it sounds like they have to change. It's not just like they can just swap out one thing. They have to
No, you got
accommodate.
to change out more than just
Yeah.
one. It's not just a simple drop-in component. Yeah, we've got to deal with this on multiple fronts for electronics here for a while.
Yeah. Hmm.
So remember, if you're anti-vax and you refuse to get a vaccine and you don't have a PlayStation 5, it's all your fault.
Right.
Yeah. So get vaccinated. And if you don't get vaccinated, you're never going to get a PlayStation 5.
And if you live in Ohio, you could win $1 million.
I'll let you know if I win. I won't feel bad about it. If I
That would
win
be
$1
awesome.
million, I'll come on and let you know.
Cabins for everybody.
By the way, that is a great idea. I feel like that your governor came up with there. Why not take the money, like instead of running ads for people to get vaccinated, give it away as lotto? People love the lotto. I feel like a lot of people who were thinking like the vaccination was like kind of unsafe or were uncertain about things. Now things are getting a little, looking a little more safe now. I feel that chance of winning, like they're giving away $5 million. It's pretty good.
I'm not complaining about it.
I think every state should do that.
I'm sure I
That
have
has a
an
problem.
excellent chance to win.
Well, right, exactly. What are the odds? Like, how many people in Ohio got it? Like, it's like 1,000 people.
Yeah, about 1,000 people in Ohio
Yeah.
probably are vaccinated at this point.
It's good. I like those odds.
Yep.
New York, it's too popular. We don't need to do a lotto here. But in those weird states that don't believe in science, we gotta offer up some cash. Last thing is Sony. I thought was kind of interesting. You saw that Sony was being sued over. Remember, like it was a couple of years ago. They stopped selling the digital games in retail stores, like the cards that had the codes on it. They still sell the credit for the PlayStation Store, but you can no longer go to Target and buy like Madden on a card for PlayStation. So there's a class action lawsuit against Sony saying that this is basically antitrust, and because these stores discount games, even though they don't really they don't discount those cards too often. But the idea is that Sony is forcing us to pay like 30% higher because there's no competition in the digital space for their games. And that's the basis of the lawsuit. We'll see what happens. It is very anti-consumer friendly for them to have done that, for sure.
What? Sony anti-consumer friendly?
Only Nintendo cares about you as a customer, remember? They're the only company that doesn't care. It's about profits. It's just about gaming as an art and
That's
your enjoyment.
why their family plan is so easy to use.
Yeah, it's so convenient.
Right.
Very easy to understand that. Oh, I just pay you more money. I see.
Right.
Just buy this again.
I can't fucking figure this thing out. Just take the $10 or whatever.
Right.
Just take the money. My kid's yelling at me. I've spent an hour. Like my day is like being ruined.
I mean, this is essentially the same argument against Apple, right? Here,
I guess it's
bit.
more that like it was available and then it wasn't.
Okay. Yeah, there's a slight difference there. That Apple Epic lawsuit that's wrapping up.
Is it wrapping up?
They figured that all out.
I feel like
it's over. While we were doing the show, they decided that they would rather be friends, and they hugged it out, and that's how it ended.
But Peely's got to do 6 months in a federal prison.
Well, because Peely's naked.
Right.
Now that there's a naked banana man, which is something that came out of the trial, Peely's a naked banana man.
Right.
So, the only Peely I have wears a tuxedo. So
Your class, straight class.
I have a classy tuxedo wearing Peely,
Right.
just like James Bond.
All right, let's move on to the CAG bag so we can go to bed. Everybody's one of everybody's favorite pastimes. At Sensible Steve writes in, he says, "It's Weird Wednesday. You all wake up with bodies swapped. Cheapy is in Ship's body. Ship occupies Wombat's body, and Wombat inhabits Cheapy's body. What's the one thing you do before you swap back in an hour?" If I'm in Shipwreck's body,
You're in Shipwreck's body.
then I want to like see what it's like to dribble a basketball like properly. I've never been able to dribble a basketball
So you
properly.
think you would have his muscle?
Oh, I don't
coordination?
know.
I don't think you would.
Oh, then what's the
Would you not?
Then what's
Is
the
that how
point?
this works?
I don't know, man. I don't know the rules.
Is the point for me to like do something that Shipwreck is good at, or is the point?
It's that you could do something and everyone will think that Shipwreck did it.
Or is it to do
this
something
is a totally different? That's a totally different interpretation of this than I would think. I was more on Cheapy's side of like, oh, I'm going to do something that Wombat's good at.
But there's
Not,
another.
"Oh,
There's
I'm gonna
another
screw
angle.
This person over.
There's a total another angle though. There's also like the angle of like, what can I do like disgusting to that person's body, like, jump in sewage.
No, I wouldn't do that either. I think it's just people are gonna. If someone, I guess it's if you like in Freaky Friday, people just assume you're that person. So what would you do if everyone thought you were Shipwreck? I guess for an hour.
I dribble basketballs badly, and then people be like, "What the fuck happened to Shipwreck? He used to be so good at basketball."
Because if you went to go play basketball, you would play like yourself.
Yes,
but in Shipwreck's body,
yes.
And that's what makes it a comedy movie.
Yes. It would be great, and nobody would ever pick him again to be on the team. He'd be picked last every time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my answer.
I mean, because Shipwreck, what would you do as me?
I would delete your DVR.
my DVR is mostly empty anyway. I delete it after I watch
They
it.
cancel the SNL schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, in an hour, I could just get it back or watch it on Hulu.
It wouldn't tell you that.
It's not that big a deal. You could do better than that because I mean, I know what I'm doing after I, get things from high shelves just for fun. Because I would be tall for the first time.
Yeah.
I would go to my neighbor's house and punch him in the face.
Why?
Because he's dropping stones down into.
Oh, my neighbor.
You hit Cheapy's neighbor.
You're going into my body to
I thought
punch
he
my
was coming
neighbor.
to your house and punching my neighbor.
No, I'm in your body, and I assume your house.
Oh.
I'm waking up in your house in your bed.
Oh.
I'm
okay.
going after reaching things on high shelves just
Right.
because I can.
Right.
I'm going to the neighbor that you won't stand up to, and I'm gonna go and kick him in the nuts.
He's
and
really
then-
short, by the way. Did I mention that?
Oh, even better. I could do the ye old head clop nut kick.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that he's really
You
short.
go around like this, then you go boom right on the top of the head.
Huh.
And when he goes, "What? Why would you?" That's when you go right with the nut kick.
All right. Well, we answered that question.
Uh-huh. And then the next thing you know, your neighbor is cleaning up your backyard for you every day, like Biff in Back to the Future.
He's just doing my gardening.
I'm biffing him. Is what I think. Is that the term?
The Biff slap.
I'm doing a Biff slap. I'm biffing him for you. So when you come back, you're like Marty McFly, and you're like, "Why is my neighbor in my kitchen shining my car for me?
This guy's not Biff. He
I
seems
can't
nice.
believe my dad wrote a book. It'll be awesome."
All right, here's a last CAGbag question. At Sky Striker writes in, and he said, I would love to hear Shipwreck and Wombat debate over who the better villain is, Sportsmaster or Taskmaster.
Well, Taskmaster is a better villain because he's a more successful villain than Sportsmaster. who's
How do you
kind of-
judge if he's more successful?
I mean, he's been. I'm talking about just as a character in popular culture. There's
Oh,
been more
I thought you just mean one of his schemes or something.
I mean,
I didn't know what
Taskmaster is
the-
probably more successful also because he does do government contract work where he doesn't get arrested after it.
Sportsmaster doesn't get any of that.
No,
No,
I would say
Sportsmaster-
better villain means that he's more popular in the real world, I guess, right?
I mean, Sportsmaster, what? He carries around a hockey stick like Casey Jones. He's like, that's it. He wears a
He's
baseball
got other
hat.
sports equipment.
Yeah. Yeah. And he fights Batman badly. Isn't he a Batman villain, really?
He's
Yeah.
DC. I don't know who he's closely tied with.
Yeah, he kind of sucks.
I think he's tangled with everybody, right?
Yeah. He might be a Green Arrow guy.
That could be that. Hey, I'm really good at shooting arrows. Oh yeah, I'm good with this hockey stick. It seems like a pretty good match.
They sell both at Dick's.
Right.
So
that's where they met.
his first appearance was in 1947. So
I think
Sportsmaster is the
Sportsmaster is a
older-
more realistic villain than Taskmaster.
Oh yeah, well,
Who's got the better name? They're both bad.
they are bad names, but
Ooh.
Sportsmaster is pretty lousy.
Yeah.
Taskmaster is really bad though too.
No, he's not. Taskmaster has a really cool costume.
No, the name sounds
Oh
like
yeah, the name.
some
Yeah,
kind
they're
of
both I said both
productivity
names
app.
are pretty lousy.
yeah.
Both names are lousy. Taskmaster has a better outfit and probably has a little bit more in the bank. So I'm gonna say Taskmaster's the better villain.
Shipwreck, do you concur?
Yeah, I can't get behind Sportsmaster too much. I like that he exists and he's out there doing his best.
But he's like a Kite Man level villain. Come
It's
on.
really if it
Polka
weren't
Dot
that-
Man, Kite Man, and Sports.
if it weren't that Taskmaster
teaming
had
up.
the Boba Fett like just coolness look to him,
Mhm.
I might give it to Sportsmaster because I am a Casey Jones guy.
Casey Jones, but he's also a good guy, so he has a little bit of an edge there with Casey Jones. Casey Jones is
Casey Jones was a cool character, though. 'Cause
yeah,
he was
and
like
he hangs
crazy.
out with the turtles, and he's boning April O'Neil.
Fair enough.
We all
fair
know
enough.
that, right? That's canon, isn't it?
It is implied at least in the live action movies.
And the cartoon.
I didn't get a lot of
Oh, there's
boning
lots
implied
of
in the
lots of
cartoon.
sex
I don't know.
subtext in the
Is
A lot,
there?
of, a lot of innuendo with that
yeah,
hockey
like
stick.
Donatello would walk in and go, "Hey, what's this indentation on the couch? It looks like a bare ass from a lady reporter." And Casey Jones, he's in the background just zipping up his fly. You never saw that episode?
I probably did. I don't know.
Yeah,
I might have missed that one.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
Right.
Mhm.
All right, let's wrap things up, everybody. Let's remind everybody that we're making NF visible and that they should go to tinyurl.com/CTF21. tinyurl.com/CTF21 to donate to our fundraiser. We've raised, let me see what we're at here. It's $647.01. So that's pretty good. We're looking to raise 1,000. So we're on our way. Wombat, what do you have to say?
This week's CAGcast was brought to you by Feels. Start feeling better with Feels. Become a member today by going to feels.com/CAGcast and you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping. Brett's done.
Wait, boy, that was very awkwardly done.
Sorry.
Do that over 3 seconds. Do it now.
This week's CAGcast is brought to you by Feels. Start feeling better with Feels.
too
Become
late.
a member today by going to feels.com/CAGcast and you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping. Brett's done.